Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Happy anniversary to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. You are listening to 100.9 FM KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. And like I said, you're listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. This is actually 1 year ago today we started the Sports Talk Show. This is your host, Coach Q, and I'm joined by none other than Coach Huge.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Welcome
1 year,
back.
Q.
Welcome back. And I also got one of our new members on the sports team here, Mr. Kelly Lonewolf.
Hola.
Yeah, Kelly's been helping out during football season, and I think we're going to kind of keep him around a little while. He got us some good ratings during football season, so I want to say thank you for that, Cal. You bring that a little the little flair to the show, so say thank you to you, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate
and then
it.
also, I'm so glad you're here. We have a big show ahead of us tonight. But before we get into the particulars of the show, Coach Huge, man, we had an idea, talking one time with Garen, and I think we sat down on one of the Tuesday shows with him doing an interview about our jobs and other stuff we do, and then the idea came up like, hey, we should try to do a little sports show. Remember, and it just kind of came from my idea. We put our heads together, got with Garen, got with Bethany, and then here we are 1 year later. 1 year later, and we did an episode every single week except for 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was good. And then those 3 weeks were because of I think there were some funerals,
sporting events or funerals
that were
stuff,
going on, and I think the harvest celebration one night on that Wednesday night. So, but here we are 1 year later, doing our anniversary show, and so I thought on ESPN and Fox Sports, at the end of the year they always have this dedication to
recap
the year in sports, and so I figured that, hey, why don't we do that for this show, and we'll do a little recap of all the things that we covered on the Sports Talk Show in this last year. And you know what, after I made this list I read it, and I looked back at there's a lot more things that we've done. There's a lot more things that we've done besides the things that I had on the list, and I'll get into a couple of those too.
All right, let's
but
go.
we will recap it all. Okay, so this is episode 48, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the 1 year anniversary of the show. So one thing I want to do is give some early shout outs. We've been doing early shout outs, get some things kind of out of the way that just happened, and there were some Jamboree games that happened. Unfortunately, Winnebago didn't get to play their Jamboree game. Got the cuts. Anyway, thanks to the young man who had a toy gun or something like that down there. Just ruined it for everybody. But anyway, there was some games that went on, and particularly some teams that are close by. So we have some Bagel boys that are playing for.
Got one down in Bancroft. Got a couple in Homer. Yep.
Couple in Homer. Couple in South Sioux.
Yep. South Sioux as well.
South Sioux and Homer actually played each other on Jamboree night.
Heard it was pretty tough for Homer.
Yeah, it was.
I heard South Sioux kind of got rolling, and I think they won 54 or 44-4 or something like that.
Yeah, I saw a halftime score, and I was like, wow,
Well, they only played a half anyway.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that was a halftime score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then that was it.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that was that. Yeah.
Well, just want to, give some props out to those Bagel boys that were representing those schools, A couple of those boys on each team were some Warpath boys, so congratulations, you guys, on your season starting.
Yeah, I heard Preston was cooking for South Sioux too.
Yeah, and then Jaden Painter plays as a freshman, he's a starting center, so I thought that was pretty nice for that young man there. So anyway, you also mentioned Bancroft. I know that nephew and grandson KJ plays down here. And
the other boy too, right? He's your other guard that you had playing for you at Warpath. Doesn't he start? He's
Jaden.
I heard they're the 6th and 7th man.
Yeah.
And then pretty much because it was the Jamboree game, they both got major PT because the starters all kind of got in foul trouble.
Oh, I see.
And then both of them boys end up being the leading scorer for Bancroft that night too.
Well, see, that is the eye opener and kind of a really good thing for Bancroft to see those two young men as freshmen to come in and play like that against Lutheran High, I think it was from Norfolk.
Good C2 school,
Yeah, so that was good. Good job to you guys down there for starting up too. And then we'll get into some of the other local schools that are going to be getting into it here in the next couple of days as basketball season kind of gets going. So anyway, shout out to all the we've been doing youth basketball for at least 2 months, maybe 2.5 if you include some of the practice time when we first started. And I just want to give a shout out to all those coaches out there putting in their time. Right now, boys and girls teams have a number of championships right now with this early start in the season. At youth basketball, you can play in a tournament every weekend. You know, in Winnebago, there's a number of teams that have been bringing that championship home to Winnebago, and we haven't been playing small schools. We played mostly all big schools, from the city. So so good job to you coaches for putting in that time. And then the next shout out goes to the parents, bro.
Yep, always. I'm
gonna let you take care of that shout out.
No,
because you
always
talk
the parents. Yeah, because they're the ones who actually get their kids down to the gym, get them signed up, get them to practice, show up to the games, feed that kid that they had to pick up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kelly remembers them days.
Oh yeah,
those rides. Yeah, you got to be carpool.
And that's
guy.
always the best thing that those kids can take away from it, in my opinion, is you're part of sports team and you're all about it, but it's the memories made with the families and memory made with your friends, the to and the from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's usually what you're gonna walk away and always have good stories from that stuff. That's my opinion. But yeah,
bro,
appreciate the parents.
It's no secret. I always say this in the past few months. I'm 50 years old, and I still remember. I know, sound like Buff. and I still love and respect all the parents that did that for me when I was a kid, and your parents were some of those parents.
Well, like you said, the OG days, right? That was your pops and my pops that kind of really got that youth movement going, as far as this is the way, what I mean, kind of attitude towards it, right? They started that out. Even shout out to my sisters and all them, but the Arrows and and all that, and Joyce was part of that team, and that's where it all kind of really stems from, and kind of it branches from that. Just look at it like that.
And then we're real lucky to kind of have all those guys still around too, And then, all the old Woolwucks, Maniga and Vince and Terry Medina, all those guys, Sam Prue, all these guys, still look up to those guys, man. Even though I'm kind of an old school guy myself, though. So, but shout out to all those guys too. Those guys are some good coaches back in the day. OG coaches right there.
All right, let's get into it, man. Let's go. So, year in sports. Let's start off with number one. We got on the list. It's football. Team, individual accomplishments we want to talk about. I mean, over the years, this past year, we went from last year's football team that got knocked out early in the playoffs. Remember, we didn't make a deep run with last year's team, but then go into this year and see all the boys that stepped up and came back in, end up making all tourney, all conference, and kind of made they made the all nations team. I just got done sharing that one a while ago. And Trail made it, Cash made it, and I believe Caden made it on there as well. Yep. So Caden Kennedy made it on there. But just a big, I want to say a 180 turnaround from last season.
Yeah, it was. And it was a season where I heard a lot of people say, man, we lost a lot. Mm-hmm. We lost a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're going to do well this year. And we did. We did very well this year. And then Kelly got to do some of the commentating for the team. And I know that he was impressed with a lot of the players from Winnebago,
Oh, yeah, for sure. They were... I think from when I started, the coaching adjustment they made to just straight up running the ball was impressive, and how they finished the season was pretty good. I didn't
right up the zipper.
Oh yeah. I didn't get to catch too much of the championship game. I seen most of it, but I didn't watch all of it.
It was a good game. I think you guys covered it. I don't know if you guys covered it or not in the sports show, but boys played solid. Cassius had our 2 lone touchdowns. 2 big giant plays. One was like a 50-yard run on a sweep, and then the other was like a bomb, in the middle of the third quarter when we had a little life in us, But big shout out to the Todd County. They showed up and got 2 in a row. They're still undefeated, so Winnebago is going to be looking into the future. In a year from now, when we get done and we're on year 2, we'll be talking about Winnebago showed up and knocked off that winning streak they got going.
Yeah, and if some of these young guys that wasn't hitting the weight room this past summer saw the the benefits,
senior leadership,
the
too,
benefits
that showed
of
them
those older boys hitting the weight room all the time. Maybe they saw what needs to be done, and a turnaround can happen with those young cats. So.
But yeah, I mean, you come off of would we get second place the year we started it? Because I mean, when we got going, but the football program in itself, and then everybody has that debate, right? Are we in the right league? In my opinion, I know we've talked about it, but
we always do.
I feel like we're in the right league. Of course, we want to come to Nebraska, but I feel like if we can run through all nations and be undefeated every season and win it every season, then it would make sense. But taking fat L's all the time, and not all the time, but taking fat L's and not being super competitive. Like if we were perennial in the championship game, I understand. But obviously, there's some ballers out there, man, in this All Nations League. So don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that is totally true. And we saw some of those ballers, this year, especially toward the end of the season. One thing I do want to say is, and Adam James said it best, is about the football league, that he believes that we're in the right football league too. Because when we were playing the Nebraska NSAA, that stuff, we weren't getting any looks from colleges from our football players. We were going 0-9 or 0-8 on the season, and nobody
11 man. Yeah,
nobody looking at our kids for that. But now we got to get into a different kind of league, and now we've like the last 2 or 3 years we've been sending at least 1 or 2 kids off to play college football.
Yeah, college football players. I mean, you still got Destin's kind of hanging in there strong over there at
Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, Dakota Wesleyan, and I think he's still with it. That's the big thing, a part of it. You know what I mean? And you may not get to play every down or be part of every single offensive, defensive play or whatever he's playing over there, but at the same time, man, you're getting college a little bit of it's paid for, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's always kind of the goal there.
That's what it is. The goal is to get some of that education paid for, and that takes hard work. Another kid that played football last year, not actually from the Winnebago football program, but he is Winnebago, but Hunchka Cleveland.
Yep.
He got to play a season down there at Peru.
He started getting a lot of playing time as well.
Yeah, and then that
next season they're talking about he might even be starting.
I was just gonna say that. It gives you a good idea of what's gonna happen next year. Because obviously every program's gonna graduate out a lot of kids, and who's gonna take those kids' spot? The guy that's gonna work the hardest. You know what I mean? So just wanted to bring that up, and remember that during the championship game I said if Winnebago won, we're gonna have a big old show about it, and if we lost, we weren't gonna talk about it.
Did you talk about it?
No. we just set the score and said congratulations and moved on to basketball.
Oh man! All right, hey, moving on to the next one. All right, we're gonna move into the year of sports in volleyball.
So I got to watch a lot of the volleyball this year. I actually called a couple games. Saw a big improvement from last year to this year with discipline. I still think that Winnebago's volleyball team they're about a year away from being a really good team, and I think the coaching staff is doing a great job with them.
Even bringing Darla in this season and listening to her story about her journey at Peru and kind of the trials and tribulations that she went through, and even the success that she had during high school and kind of what that led for her, being a college athlete. Yeah. Whether she got to finish out the entire career or not at college, it didn't, she made that effort, you know what I mean? But hearing that story and then being able to bring that to the girls, I think that's a nice lens that our girls get to view from. Just the fact that, that somebody from Winnebago is able to accomplish that, and I know there's probably other volleyball players in our area that have gone. But just like I said, this year, that was a great episode. I think that was one of my favorite episodes, because I think that was one of the last ones I was part of as well.
How far did they get this year?
They got out early.
Yeah.
But they made it to subs?
Well, everybody's in subs. You know what I mean? Everybody's in subs, but they just didn't play a real great game. Because the team that ended up beating them ended up taking down
Omaha Nation too.
The 20-1 Omaha Nation
game.
I
think I did hear that.
Yeah, in the fifth set, went to, the fifth set. And it was a really good game, but when Winnebago just... Remember, and Winnebago played Macy really well this year, Omaha Nation. They played them really well this year. If you remember that game, they were literally up on them 2-1. Needed one more game and then got 2-0 or 3 in a row. Omaha Nation got on them. So it was a tough game, but, like you said, you see the promise there. Let's just put it that way.
And we might as well just give those girls a shout out too, because those Walker girls, brought to Omaha Nation, along with their squad, the best record that Omaha Nation's ever had down here. So
shout out to those ladies.
Yeah, shout out, man. Okay, so but we wanted to make sure and mention that Danny Harlan and Nadia Bass were selected to the honorable mention all-conference team for the Lewis and Clark Conference. So that was pretty good. So congratulations, ladies!
Yay!
And I think they're both gonna be back next year, and it's gonna be even better. So
Yeah, not too much on volleyball that I got, Q. If you want ready to move on, we can move on through. Like I said, congratulations to all the ladies, and keep up the hard work. And like I said, I know you're moving on basketball, but don't forget about volleyball during the summer.
Yep.
Hey, this is a big one, though. The success of Winnebago's cross-country team this year.
Man. Let's go.
Might be a candidate for athlete of the year in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I was gonna keep that little tab going too. Let's talk about the year in sports. So let's talk about last year. Dami Barrage, his senior year, showed out, and I believe he made the state cross country meet. And he did very well.
So a year ago we were talking about the end of his junior year.
Yeah, end of his
junior year, because he just graduated, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So stay with me here, right? Stay with me here, right?
It was back in 2020. No, it was just last year, bro. It was 2022. He was a senior last year in 2022.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
I'm
a year
he
back.
was a senior last year.
Yeah, I'm a year back.
Well, he's in high school now, right? This year?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard he did really well too.
Yep. He actually did very well down at Haskell. He did very well for Winnebago. I know that. He brought a lot of younger ones in that cross country team, because the cross country team was only a couple people.
Yeah.
And so Dami kind of, man, I think people just start following him, man. And so this year they had a few more of the boy runners, and then girl runners too, and the girls had a lot of success this year.
Yeah, I think Teresa being two-time qualifier now. Did she qualify last year as well?
Yes.
Yeah, she did. Yep.
Yeah.
Two-time qualifier now for state, and like you said, just the cross country team and how much it's grown. Shout out to those coaches, and again, shout out to those parents that stepped up and are helping her out and making her accomplish those goals. Because, like you said, basketball being such a big team sport and having that individuality of being a cross country runner, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, for her to create those, right? You always say that, create her own pathways, right?
Yeah.
Like, she kind of took that sport and made her own, versus like what anybody else has really done in women's cross country here in Winnebago.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Teresa.
And we had a lot of these names that we're bringing up, ladies and gentlemen. We had them on the show.
Yeah.
We had them on the show, and
nice.
they gave us the story. And when Teresa was here, she said originally she went out for a cross country because she wants to get in shape for basketball, because she loves basketball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
so
expecting her to do big things this year.
Then you see the determination and the drive that she had during cross country season this season. Now, what do you think that's going to do to her motivation for basketball season?
Yeah.
Her favorite sport.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Well, it's a big kudos to people that do cross country, because I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. Who wakes up and wants to run 3 miles every single day? You know what I mean? That's hard. That's real hard. So I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they continue to stay on that path, that journey.
But then to continue on through the cross country thing with Diami, moving on to Haskell this season, and then he just got done wrapping up, creating that qualifier as the Haskell team made it to like the big national conference.
Yeah.
Got to go run over in Washington.
Yeah.
Probably didn't run his best time that he wanted to, but the fact that he led his team, got really high marks in that last race he had before that.
Yeah, him and his partner got first and second.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, got first and second. And then that kind of led them into that bigger race for that was the whole country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That wasn't just their conference. Like it was ridiculous.
And there was nobody out there that can't run. I mean,
Exactly.
They all wanted the same thing.
Yeah. It wasn't like that guy jumped in and said, "Hey, there's open scholarship. I'll run cross country."
Can you imagine basically sprinting for three and a half miles?
I'll give you my heinous reason. They took him down to run cross country over at districts that one time, and then he's like, "I'm done."
Yeah, it's not easy sport.
He got like fourth to last. He's like, "Yeah, I'm done with cross country." It's tough, man.
Don't ever try to have me do that again. No, but that was good jobs, man. Good job to Naomi and Tressa and all those other
all the other
student athletes that not only did the practice for the meets and tried their hardest, stuff like that, but keeping their grades up so they can do all that stuff. Shout out, y'all.
All right, moving on to the next one. Me and Q had a little personal hand in this one, though, but the L&I Golf Winnebago
Lakota
Nation Invitational. So this is the first time that Winnebago, beyond us taking the little teams down to the Notapa Gay Championships that they hold down in Albuquerque, but this is a little preview of Winnebago golf this coming season.
Yeah.
And if you've talked to me, if you don't know the story, come see me. I tell you the story, but I ain't gonna say it over the air.
Yeah.
But we almost got cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we got to golf like literally 5 minutes before it started.
We were literally on the interstate.
We'll talk after.
Oh, okay.
We were on our way home.
We were grabbing some bagels. I'll just leave it at that. But go ahead. I mean, we sat there. We got the call. Hey, you can golf. We fly into the golf course, and like the whole LNI is, well, we're gonna wait for you before we start because we were like 10 minutes, 20 minutes late. So the boys come jumping out the vans, putting their gear on, and no warm ups, and they just put them in their groups, and boom, they head out and golf.
That's what's
and we
up.
golfed a full 18.
Yep.
And we end up having 5 golfers out of all 5 that we took were all within the top 15.
Yep.
Oh, all right. That's,
What was it, top
sick.
15, right?
I think
top
there were
15, yeah.
eight schools or 10 schools, and Winnebago placed second.
And then we had.
That's how you got to do it, right? Just
Yeah.
straight hot right off the bus and just go and ball
Just
out.
hot, right? Yeah.
We used to do that back in the day.
Oh, I heard
Let's
about
go.
that. Yeah, I heard a
Let's
lot
go,
of people
man.
doing that.
We had 3 in the top 10. I think Oscar Earth had a 10th place finish. Q's boy ended up getting 9th.
Seventh,
No,
I think.
7th, yeah, and then Hana got 6th.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Q's
cool,
boy
right
jumping in
on.
there, and that was his first real super competitive meet, right? He's never been to a competitive meet before.
He just practiced on the golf course.
And then showed up and got freaking 7th.
That's
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's impressive.
and for us, I guess I'll speak on it a little bit more because I got the trophy at my office. If you guys want to come see it, that's up in my office now. But
I heard that building's locked down. now, down
no,
there.
it's wide open now.
Got 2
But,
bodyguards. Someone
but-
guarding his door.
But dang, got me off track now
My
about
bad,
it.
bro.
Man. No, but like I said, him coming in and doing that, but the boys stepping up and like competing as a team, that was a first because
Yeah.
it's just been Hana or my Eugene and and then like having what's his name? It's gonna make me feel bad. I can't remember his name. Last year, Ty Lin. Ty Lin playing with Hana last year. There was only 2 golfers, but to walk into this year and have 3 guys, possibly 4 that can shoot in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the 80s. I mean, that's state top right there.
I'm looking at those guys, and they spend like almost the whole summer golfing on their free time. And that's how you get good golfers, man. That's how you do it.
Yes, sir.
Super excited.
So one thing I posted something today about Winter Golf League. We need to chat about that
Yeah.
after this, okay?
How do you play Winter Golf League?
And
Simulators.
Like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, there's no other way. I just thought
there's not.
It's called a hot ball. Cuts through the snow.
I thought maybe there was
Kelly believed
something
it
that
too.
I didn't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure,
I
guys.
heard about
yeah.
that.
Hey, moving on. Then we
Yeah.
shout out to the golf boys, man. Like I said, the improvement from like I think after last year, I think Hana missed state by 2 strokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where we kind of left off last golf season. Then to have this moment where like hey, there's a golf team. Now it's just nothing but up here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean for the future. So moving on, esports.
Esports. We covered this a little bit last week, and I read off this entire thing that Coach Bales wanted me to give the shout outs to the kids and everything like that, and I was really impressed. Like he had me word for word, and so as I was reading it to the people, I was kind of intrigued about it. I was like, wow, like that they came back from being down. They were down 3-1 at one time in one of those games, and they came back, and I even said, "Oh, they LeBron'd it. Let's go!"
Yeah.
So so I was really impressed about that.
I actually got to go watch it.
Did you really?
I went over to Wayne and watched it.
You tell us about it, man.
So the
let us know,
Valorant team, we were watching them on Twitch on the way over, but man, they sold, and I don't want to get after them for selling, but they was literally up. I think like it was 7-0 or something, and then that other team just got hot, and then they ended up winning it. The team that got hot and beat them ended up winning the championship, and these guys got 3rd.
How do you keep score in the
So
the
in
matches?
Valorant, what they're playing at, if you look at the little pictures that are on there, each one of them is controlling a different style of character. And I think there's 5 guys playing at once, possibly 6. But each one of them has its own unique abilities. One can heal, one's like a big tank.
But they're all a
and-
team, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And they're going up against a whole other team, and then there's certain matches, and then it's just like with team deathmatch, I guess, the way you would play it on Call of Duty, where one time you're on offense and one time you're on defense. You know what I mean? Sorry, that's
no,
more capture
'cause
the
I
flag.
don't play video games.
You can get me going on video games, man. I'll tell you that. But boys played really well. I got to watch a little bit of the Clash on Twitch as well. That was Cassius, and I can't remember who else plays with him on there. But
Zane, Devin, Damon, Early.
Oh yeah. But those guys played really well. I think they ended up placing like 5th or something like that. And I think Hana was a rotation sub for them. And then that went into Heine and Huge, little Hana playing Smash Bros. And I don't know if do you guys know anything about Smash Bros?
I don't.
My son plays it once in a while, but I don't know much about
Heine,
it.
she's Princess Peach on there, I believe is what she is. Is it Peach? Yeah. From Mario, right?
Yeah.
And then Hana's a kid named, he wears a little hat and his shorts. But anyway, their team is a very unique team because nobody else uses those characters.
Oh,
Everybody
really?
else kind of uses, they call them the meta characters, the ones that they know are like really overpowered or da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Anyway, they end up, the team that was supposed to win it, the higher seeds all got knocked off right off the first bat.
Wow.
Oh,
in
really?
the first round. So then Heine and Hana won their first match. And now they're a game away from state.
Nice.
They're away from the championship game. And then it came down to the last match, and it was 1v1, and the next person to die goes to the championship game. And then this guy nails this like super hard move that's impossible to do with this one certain character. Nails Heine when she was almost full bar health and knocked her out, and then they lost. Like, that's how crazy it was. I don't expect you guys to understand it, but
know. Both of us
You
were
were
like,
like, oh,
they're just
yeah,
nodding their heads
all
at me like, yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, dude. I know. Sorry, it's supposed to be running a sports show, and I'm sitting here like,
yeah. But so anyway, they lose out, and what was ugly about it though was that they didn't go play for third place automatically, even though they were in the top 4, right? You would think that the 2 losers go play for third, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, the guys that got knocked out first were waiting, and then those guys went down to a whole nother match, and then they had to play again to go to the 3rd and 5th place game. Then they had to play again, so then they ended up getting 5th. You know what I mean? Like, how are you a game away from the championship? And that's what I'm saying. Like, me and Hannah were talking about like the whole way home. Like, it made no sense.
Well,
However, they made that bracket.
We were talking about it, I think, on one of the football games, and it's impressive to see, like, for instance, golf and esports. We didn't have that growing up. You know, we got kicked out of the house for playing video games. Well, I did anyway, for sure. And now they can do it during school or after school time. That's cool. That's
shout out to Heine. I'll tell you that, and my little Huge will admit that she's way better than he is. Like, she carries the squad. She carried that squad. She's huge. Like, she's good.
Yeah.
Like, really good. You know, she got nothing but compliments afterwards. That, man, you're the best player we played all season. You know what I mean? Like, she's almost impossible to take down, and she's knocking everybody out. Like, yeah, she's solid, dude.
That's good.
She's solid.
Shout out to all them. I put the names on the thing here. Took them off the school's websites with Zane, Devin, Damon, Early, Caleb, G-Boy, your Hannah Huge, and then Michael and Cash and Heine. And so shout out to you guys. Shout out to Coach Bells and any of you guys up there that are helping those kids out on getting good at these games. Bro, I don't understand the games because I mean, if I could watch, I'd be good. But dude, I'm old school, man. I'm just like 2-dimensional or something like that. Once I start seeing all those things, man, like Blair Witch, man, I start getting a headache, man, motion sickness. So, man, I know some of those games are cool, but I can't watch them. I can't watch them, man. That's why I just played 2K, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? That Madden.
And we might have a new announcer on the way, because if you guys go back, because you can rewatch the Twitch stream.
Oh, yeah?
You go on Twitch and look up at NAEASA or whatever it is. You go look it up and you can rewatch the matches.
Oh.
It's all just live on Twitch, so you can just pull them up. But
okay.
When I was there, I said we might have a new announcer, because X-Man was sitting there announcing Bagel's game when he was playing Smash Bros.
Oh, was he?
Really?
I tried to get the headset from him. Would put me on. Let's go. You know, I could probably help it out. I got it.
I got it. I don't need your help. Coach.
I got it.
I got this.
You're in the wrong element.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. Then what'd you say? Esports has how many seasons?
They're literally playing tonight. Mario Kart just started. But it's only 5 weeks, I believe.
5 weeks.
And Winnebago's the 3-time defending champ in Mario Kart.
Let's go, man.
So, yeah.
So you guys that are on the esports team with the Mario Kart, man, you guys
Good luck.
Get it, guys. Go get it, man. If you have to act like you're asleep at home, and you make sure your parents are asleep, turn that game on, turn the volume on, down low, and get some time
games
in.
Get that. That's just track time. You got to know the tracks, and you got to understand the little secret areas, and like what corners to hit and what boosts you're gonna get. Because every play, I'm gonna get going. I'm
gonna tell you what. With that one, I'm gonna be able to follow that one.
Yeah,
I think everybody when Mario Kart first came out, especially on the Wii. Let's go.
Well, last year's championship, since we're doing the year of sports or whatnot, was Hannah was the sub for Team 1, and Team 1 was kind of struggling a little bit, and then whoever was getting last place for bagel, he got it like twice in a row in a 5 track match. And then they threw Hana, and then Hana ended up getting first or second 3 games in a row for him. So when we go back and rewatch that Twitch, we watch it at home all the time. Like, he was cooking.
Wow,
he was
man.
cooking on there.
We spent more time talking about esports than we did the rest of
I'm sorry, it's one of my. I gotta keep esports. I keep esports right here for me.
Before
man.
we started, the people that don't know, they were all like, "Hey, let's just keep it short, bro. You know, let's go 2-3 minutes on this." So we went like 10 minutes on esports.
I can go off on
Still
esports, though,
talking
man. That's
about
my
it.
stuff right there, dude.
Oh man. Hey, but I do appreciate your knowledge on the sport, though.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
There's
for
some
sure.
good
Because
stuff there.
I don't know much about it either. So
So we'll go ahead and move on down to number 6 on this list here. And we have track. Track season for this year hasn't happened, but last year's track season we covered. And the track season went pretty good for Winnebago. A lot of people placed. But Diami Barrage, he came at the end of the year and placed in the district. I think he placed. Did he place second?
Yeah, I think so.
That that one kid, huh?
Yep.
He placed second in the mile and the 2 mile,
Mm-hmm.
and he made it down to the state meet.
That's in Kearney, right? Wasn't that one in Kearney?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then so Diami gets down there for his senior year and places third in both
Yeah.
of those. Both of those.
Yep.
So big finish from Diami Barrage there, and from Winnebago, just showing out, man. He showed out in cross country. Just talked about that. He showed out down in Haskell this past cross country season.
It's an early candidate for athlete
Oh,
of the year.
jeez.
Here we
Early
go.
candidate for athlete of the year.
I'm excited for
Hey,
tomorrow.
but since we're talking about early candidates of the athlete of the year, we're gonna So anyway, that was track. It was kind of all in one.
Yeah.
Tressa Big Bear did really good too.
Yep.
Just so impressed with their running,
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what she does during track season this year too.
Yeah.
So,
Excited for that one.
but I'm gonna squeeze one in between 6 and 7 here. Mixed martial arts fighting. We had Carlos Trinidad
Oh, yeah.
Snake on here. I guess a couple
bare knuckle
weeks
stuff.
couple weeks before he went into not a title match, but the match before his title match.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was on here, and we don't have any Winnebagos out there doing any kind of professional fighting that I know of, and then somebody that's going to be that's the next fight might be for a belt.
Yeah.
I think that right there deserves maybe an early candidate for
They
athlete of the
they
year,
need
too.
to have somebody step up around here and have like a gym for it and have somebody train somebody to do that because they don't do that here. For sure, somebody needs to step up and do that here.
Around here?
We've had a boxing conversation.
Everybody
before.
around here that's tough and just sucker punches everybody.
We've
But a trained sucker punch would be better.
We've had a conversation about what that would look like and what kind of space it would take, and just the finding the people that does it. I think Scotty Cool is the only one that really kind of tries to keep it rolling, and his is more about just discipline and learning versus trying to go be a super competitive boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but it does exist, but it's kind of spotty here or there. So Scotty Cool, if you're listening, get it rolling. Let's go. Because I remember back in the day, we did have a ring that lived down at Whirling Thunder, and there was even like sponsored events. I think
Yeah, I
Junior
remember
Tebow-
watching a couple of the fights.
I think Junior Tebow made it to Gold Glove back in his day. But let's keep it in the year of sports. Otherwise, we'll get rambling.
Yeah, I
So-
know, right? Okay, so anyway, that's early candidate.
We're still on track.
No, we just got done with
Yeah,
track.
we'll finish
We're done
up
with
with track. Yeah, because it kind of rolls along with cross country. So
Baseball.
Baseball, and we got a good person here, right here. Coach Huge got to oversee all the baseball and softball that was happening here in our community, and I know that he can go on and on about this one too.
I know. I'll try to keep it short, folks. But
There's nothing that landslide
Yeah.
can't do. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing he can't do.
Hey, outside those doors, he's landslide. As soon as he walks through those doors, he's
Coach
Coach Huge.
Yeah.
He's DJ Coach Huge in his
Yeah.
piece. Hey, but I just wanted to make mention, I want to give a shout out to those coaches there. Those coaches for the boys and the girls teams. Those Walker brothers did a heck of a job with those
Pony boys.
those older boys. Who was the other ones?
Richie, Max, and Kenyon handled the Broncos. Then you got Duran, Evan, and Josep took care of the digits. And then my little 8U guys being Evan, Kenny Watt, Keithan. Those guys took care of the 8U guys. And then softball girls, the older girls, that was Crystal and her daughters and her fam. kind of helped out with that. And she's been at it. She's been my OG since the beginning when we started Fast Pitch, man. She's been solid.
She was on the show before.
Yeah, she's been solid. And then the next group down, the 12 and unders, believe was Kumi and Jordan. You know, keep it all in the family because Josep was coaching, Kumi was, and then Jordan was coaching. You know, Keith and Kumi were both coaching. So shout out to those couples that kind of stepped up and handled it. And then the younger girls down after that, I believe, was D. Carnes, and Jordan helped out with that one as well. And then my little 8U girls, shout out to Marcel and Belle. Okay. Kind of take care of all those little girls on that end of it. But I believe we won our local tournament. I believe the 12U girls won our local tournament. And then I got second, actually. I think we lost to Ponca that day. But I don't think, who won it during the season? You're making me remember. I haven't thought about it in a minute. But I think Kumi's team actually won the championship up there for softball. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was Kumi's team that won their championship up at the Arena League. Oh yeah, up there. So, I mean, like I said, that was always kind of an end goal for that program, was to be able to not only bring home championships, but to have that much parent involvement. You know, like I want the kids to play, and you know that us having the facility and putting jerseys on them, buying bats, buying gloves, buying gear, all those things, to me it was always just a given. You know, because that the big goal of it was to create that community aspect. And I'm going to ask Bethany to look up a picture for me. It should be on my Facebook, but it was when that one with the digits and all the parents. It's buried in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, but while she looks for that, real quick, I'm just going to add in too, up at the Floyd softball league. Our third grade girls, the little Wowunks, we won the championship game up there for the league tournament, the end of the year tournament, and we won in extra innings, and we won by a walk-off.
Okay, yep.
We won by a walk-off by Noemi Parker.
Nice.
That was a pretty good one too.
Yeah. And then you turn it back a year from where we were when we first started the show. But the development and growth, and as far as, you know, I think we were running like 4 teams total to jump to 8. It was a big change for us. That it was welcoming, I guess, to look at it like that. That, you know, that many kids would want to get into that style of game, and those parents, you know, that whole attitude, like, well, I don't know nothing about it, but then they were willing to go learn, right, and willing to look at it. But this picture right here, we talk about the 2 baseball teams that we had this season that made it. Oh, the little guys, 8U, remember they won their championship down in Lions. Oh yeah, they started off the season with a bang. You know what I mean? Almost went undefeated the whole season. So shout out to those guys. But this is the digits right here, and this picture right here, I felt like this was like the epitome of it. The reason why I do what we do. You know what I mean? Like what Low was built for, or, you know, like however you want to frame it. But that picture right there, all those parents standing behind their kids and stepping up, and whether it's their mom, their dad, their step, you know what I mean, their guardian, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about right there, man. That picture right there that you guys are seeing up there, family stepping up, and they all chipped in and they bought the shirts, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, man.
It's all about that, man.
For sure.
But so, like, you look at it like a success story, but the story behind where we're standing right now in a championship game, we're standing at Low. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the digits, and this the way it went. They both had 500 seasons, Digits and Broncos did. But it just kind of, the way it played out, they both were number 1 seeds in the blue bracket, which was the lower bracket. And then Bago just killing it all the way through the tournament, and then getting to host both those games. Yeah. I think we had maybe 6 nights of baseball in a row.
It was 6 nights in a row.
You can't ask for anything more, dude. You know what I mean? And that's what they say, be careful what you wish for, right? Because it came.
It was after a softball game. Me and Eric ended up going down because one of his nephews are playing, and the parking lot was packed. Yeah. And it was like, I think it was right before they got to the title game, and it was amazing to see that many people supporting the kids and the parents. It was just a good thing to see.
Dude, we even live streamed that championship game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I said. Shout out to Bethany on that one.
Dude, man. Hey, Bethany almost went on the injured reserve list during that time. And flopped over that
berm right there.
Railroad tie over there. Took the L.
Yeah, and her sandal went flying up in the air, and I don't even think ever came back down.
Yeah. Oh man!
But with the results of those teams both picking championship game, the Digits ended up losing by 3 or 4. Took home second place. And then the Broncos with Kenyon and Richie and those guys, and being down by 1 in the 9th. I think it was the 8th inning. No, we only went 7. Sorry, being down by 1 in the 6th, and then Josh Taylor was there umping, and you know we always say shout out to our native refs or whatnot, but he called the balk. with a guy on 3.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was big Kendrick that made it to 3. Who got the bonk? Who was that?
I think it was
Kimmy?
Kendrick. Yeah.
Was it Kendrick or Kimmy?
Man, I think it was Kendrick.
They stole to 3. You know what I'm saying? We stole him to 3 with
Yeah,
2 outs.
thing,
With
yeah.
2 outs, we stole him to 3, and he kept moving forward. And the kid balked, and he called it and brought him in, and it tied the game. And then the Bash Bros stepped up. Eric's nephews stepped up. I think they both went like 3 for 4 that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't script it any better, dude. It felt like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Grandson Aaron Rufo, I think, had that.
That was
final
Arian.
hit.
That was Arian that got balked in. Was it? Oh, he had the hit.
No, he had the hit.
Yeah.
We had him on the show after that. He got athlete of the week that time. That was great.
Yeah. No, but like I said, shout out to the baseball folks and the softball ladies. I know you have softball on here, but we'll talk a little bit about that just to get it covered up.
Yep.
Just in the future, where it's going to go next year. I mean, I'm probably going to try to help being hands-on it as well, because I know there's a lot of intricate things that we want to get accomplished and get done. But that thought process and what happened, let's go again.
Yeah,
right? Let's rinse and repeat. Let's do it again.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to it. All my coaches, let's roll. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, I just got 2 pitching machines in too down there.
Oh.
2 brand new
snap.
pitching machines came in, and yeah, we're rolling.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
That's right. Hey, the only way to go is up, fellas.
Yep.
The only way
That's
to go is
right,
up, man.
for sure.
All right, so I want to give a shout out to that Miller kid that's going to school down at OU. He made the national team, and I think they took home the gold. And then he also was the kid that was he was practicing with OU's women's team.
Yeah.
He was practicing.
Yep.
He was the pitcher practicing.
And they
for
won
them,
national
And they won a
championship.
national championship. And the team and the university gave him big props down there and got him an award for his service to the girls team. So big shout out to that young man there.
Oh, okay.
Local kid from the Omaha Nation.
And so the goal, because he's related to some relatives up here, is to get him to come in and come and work with our girls too. That's a goal that we're working on.
That's good.
Why? When we got you?
I can't fast pitch, man. That's what I tried to bring Okaluta in for that one, but he couldn't help himself.
We're coming up to the Pine Ridge game, and he said his name, and I was like, who?
Talking about Amos.
Oh, Amos.
Yeah, because on Facebook he's Okaluta.
Okaluta. All right, so hey, moving on right down here to we covered lacrosse this year too. We covered lacrosse. We had Nick Santasy on the show talking about his journey in the sport of lacrosse, and he is like one of maybe 2 people that I know besides Corey Holiday that is so into lacrosse.
Well, remember lacrosse at one time? You talking about that we want to focus on the year of sports, get me going on something else, but you know, Nick kind of paving the way for himself, similar to anybody else that's into a new sport that they really haven't been part of. And hey, I got to jump back to golf because we're talking about this. I didn't even talk about Kelsey still golfing down at Peru, and Randy golfing on the Haskell team.
Oh yeah,
my bad, kids.
Oh,
Come on, damn kids.
Wow.
It's all about Hana in here.
I should just brought Hana's name up.
I know.
I wonder who the favorite is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just because his name is huge.
Supposed to gonna bring him a pizza after this too.
We got pizza last night. Calm down here. Got a birthday party to be at.
Me and him got pizza last night.
All right then.
Hit it out.
But no, shout out to them. Kelsey's doing really well down there at golf. Still one of the top shooters on her team, looking to improve again. She's got a spring season coming up. And Randy, about 2 strokes away from making the team there as far as being a starter on the team. But there's a lot of junior seniors there, so I told him he's perfectly fine where he's at. He's grinding. He's enjoying school, so shout out to my college golfers.
Cool. Right on.
Yes,
man.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
So back to lacrosse.
Let's go back to
Hey,
lacrosse.
where is he playing lacrosse at?
Oh,
Where's
man.
it at this year?
I think he has his team. He was actually
He's played at Midland,
promoting his team.
Marion. He played for Nebraska.
Go to his last post or one of his last. Right there. It's on that mug right there.
Yeah, Marion University.
Okay, he's going to Marion University.
All right, where is that at?
I believe that's Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Bethany might have to Google search that one for us.
Yeah, it's up north somewhere. It's not too far though.
See, but I know that that we had multiple people come in and try to get the lacrosse going in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
We had multiple people try to come in and kind of get lacrosse going. I know they try to play it during the what's it called, the cultural week that we have, and there's just not a lot of people that know enough about it. You know what I'm saying? To really teach the game.
Yeah.
And then equipment was always an issue too, because it's a rather expensive equipment that you need to play. But I do think that the Y, our Sioux City, is really starting to maybe start a league up there, and that's usually where I kind of take my cue from. If you're looking for new sports to get our kids into because, you know, in our area, it's hard to have our own league. You know, you guys know
I was just going to say, just because it's not big here doesn't mean it's not big other places like soccer. You know, it's huge in South Sioux, but growing up in Winnebago, it's who plays soccer, you know. Yeah. But, I mean, everybody does now. Everything's starting to change, so.
And way more kids, that's why. You know what I mean? There's just way more kids in the community that need something to do, and you see all these different avenues that open up. So shout out to Nick for sticking with it, and you never know if Winnebago decides to get a lacrosse team here in Nebraska, that might be the guy to coach it.
Yeah. Maybe he might come back home and just start it up himself.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm sure you just going to be the assistant to that, too.
Somehow got in there.
Yeah, sit down with Adam James and talk about the lacrosse squad. How many people play lacrosse on a team? Is it like...
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yep. I don't know. I don't watch enough lacrosse to know. Yeah. I just know
that up, Bethany?
The story I have from lacrosse that I can think of was that there was an all-Indian school competing in like the major league of lacrosse. Like that just started up this year. Yeah. So we might fact check that. So all right, moving on.
I bet you it's like 8. Man. Watch, hold on. She's looking at that real quick.
About 8?
That's my guess.
I say 11, just like football or something. A legit
10.
So 20 on the field.
20 on the field.
But I think that has like kind of similar to soccer.
That sounds about right.
I said 11. That was pretty close.
I was just missing the quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, thanks, Bethany, for checking out. All right. So we're going to get down to number 10 on this topic list for sports in this year. College athletes from Bago. And we covered a lot of these guys over the course of the season, you know, or course of the year. I'll just bring them up right now because they made headlines not too long ago. Some of our kids went down to watch them play, but the Winget brothers down at Peru, their final season, their final hoorah, and then also down there is Natasha Deal, and I believe that Keisha is supposed to be starting or being back on the court after Christmas, and then Hunchka.
Yep, and then don't forget
Kelsey.
Don't forget Lala's down there too.
Lala's down there too.
Lala's playing ball down there too. So they're hosting a lot of our little Winnebago kids down there and giving them a home to call for sports.
Yeah, give a shout out to Peru State, man, for coming up here and recruiting our kids and showing them that they put in a lot of hard work to get where they're at. So that's a nice little shout out right there, Peru State. All right.
Like I said, down in Haskell right now, you've got Randy and Diami. Randy and the golf team. Diami, the MVP of the cross country team for Haskell. I think I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
He got MVP from his own team.
Wow.
So
that's a good accomplishment.
Yeah, impressive. Yep. Early candidate.
Tomorrow. You get a bunch of candidates tomorrow.
I know,
this time I get to say one though.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like my boy. Before we even start.
Mahana's out there too, so watch out now.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be fighting over it tomorrow.
Well, it works. Probably early candidate for after the year.
Destin, we got Destin up there at Dakota Wesleyan, and you being a football player, come on, help us out, folks. You got, like we just talked about, Nick being up there at Marion.
Yeah, if we're missing somebody,
who are we missing, folks?
We are.
I think we got it.
Shout out
Isabel and.
Isabel and.
Sylvia's down at.
Sylvia's down at
Central.
Isabel
at Snyder Girls down in Cookville or Coffeeville. She's playing really well.
Snyder.
Jordan's down there.
There's a couple of native girls on that team.
Yep, Jordan's down there. Who else am I missing? There's a few more. I know there's somebody else that we're missing. So apologize now. My bad.
And a little shout out to one of my little nephews from up in Pine Ridge. He's playing football up at Minnesota Morris, but little Quincy Means. He's doing a good job
there's
there
multiple. Too, so. There's a couple Omaha Nation kids down at Haskell too playing ball.
Oh, Jason Hunley.
Yeah, and then Jayzon. Is Jayzon down there?
Is that the same guy?
Is it?
Yeah,
I think so. Okay. Well, I didn't know about that name.
But I know his name has a Z in it. That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah. So a couple of those boys down there playing for Haskell. So shout out to those guys. Go make the season happen and get it done, boys. And hey, just real quick, I want to give a little spiel about David. Like, just super impressed with his work ethic. Kind of watched a few highlights of him and literally hit the game-winning N1. That last game. I think, did you guys watch that game, or was it the one before? That was one that you guys had to watch. Just super impressed. And I think everybody always had that big debate about, he should be D1 or he should have went here, he should have went there. I really think he found a home
Yeah.
right there, Peru. You know what I'm saying, and being able to lead that team and be that guy for them. You know what I'm saying, like. You don't got to do it too far. You know what I'm saying? They always talk about these athletes. Like, well, if I'm not D1, I don't get to do this. Or I don't get to do that. Like, no, it don't matter.
Like, try to be spoiled.
Yeah, like just go make your dreams happen, right? Like, that's really all you're trying to do. Like we said before, just trying to get college paid for. Part of it anyway. You might not even pay for the full thing. So don't think if you're not getting a full ride scholarship, you failed at anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Just getting a look. Just getting a look from somebody's good. You know.
Is Aspen still in high school too, or is he?
No, Aspen graduated out already.
He would have been last year. No, year before.
Yeah,
2 years ago now.
2 years ago.
Is it 2?
He's traveling the world doing his the real Indian circuit. That's what he's out doing. He's killing out the Indian circuit.
Yeah, there's a circuit now.
The circuit. Well, there's always been a circuit. You just gotta have the money to go. And these guys, his team's been going around. They've been winning all over the place. So that's good money. Yep. Then he's probably working too during the week, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, then
so it's like N1, but the Indian version, but minus all the handles.
Well, see, it's always existed, and I think the last one to come out of Winnebago to go do it would probably be Wowungs, right? I think they were the last one.
Well,
was you guys?
Remember, New Breed used to travel around.
Mm-hmm, that's what I'm thinking about. Then, yeah.
Then Buffalo's guys play with certain teams from Oneida and Minnesota and stuff like that. But as for Winnebago, New Breed was probably the last ones to go travel.
That's when Dago Luth was tearing everybody up, or what?
Yeah. So, so anyway, that's the college athletes that I can remember anyway. But you guys keep it up, man. You guys got a long season ahead of you. You go give it your all, man. Show them what's up. Show them where you're from, yo. That's what I got to say about that. So, next topic coming up. Basketball season is here, you guys. This is like my favorite time of the year. Winnebago, like I said, was supposed to be playing a Jamboree game a couple days ago. Got the cuts, and I was so furious. I posted about that on Facebook. If you haven't seen my post, go ahead and add me on Facebook. You like that?
Yeah.
You like that one?
That comes with a parental warning.
I think I took you off.
These two just now unfriended me.
Take a break there. I think there's an option to take a break.
Hey, but anyway, so the opening game for Winnebago is going to be tomorrow. But there were some Jamboree games that happened, and we talked about those earlier. Mm-hmm. But the opening night for the Omaha Nation Chiefs is tomorrow against Lions Decatur. So they'll be traveling down here.
Oh, Drew up in Sisseton. Good call. I knew we were forgetting somebody, man.
Oh, yeah, Drew,
Drew's up in Sisseton.
Drewski.
Mike.
Yeah.
Let's go.
At least he's listening to it.
Where's he at? Is Mike in Hawaii?
Yeah,
he's an athlete.
He's almost a professional skateboarder.
Right?
Oh,
he's
almost.
Right?
Hey, Michael Snake, skateboarding is a sport, my dude. You have to, whenever you come home, you need to come over here and give us some time at the sports show. We got you, all right?
And you're buying lunch.
Yeah, and you're buying lunch. And we'll even record some of your moves outside in the parking lot. Let's go, man.
What's up?
All right, so
you said Omaha Nation's opening night is tonight?
It's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night on Thursday, Lions Decatur. And Wall Hill Blue Jays also opening tomorrow night versus Santee in Wall Hill. And then, obviously, Santee is going to be opening night against Wall Hill. Winnebago's opening night is also tomorrow versus Homer, and that's a home game. So all y'all that want to see the Winnebago Indians and see what they're all about, let's get off those couches. Let's cancel those other plans for the night, and let's come on down to Winnebago to the hoop. All right,
school. I want to hear from the boys, man. I want to know a couple of over unders on wins. Who do we see? Because it's such a new team. And I don't know early candidates. Let's be realistic here. Who's gonna be leading the team and scoring? And I need some banter here. Come on,
give me a game.
Are you talking about just in
general?
Game?
Just in general, for Winnebago basketball. Looking at it from the outside, because your boy plays, your boys play, my boys there. We got a little bit of insight. We don't get too in depth or nothing, but just you talk to them, you hear. Yeah. So let's get it. What are we thinking here?
I think we're a really young team. I think that when I say lacking senior leadership, I'm just talking about the numbers. I believe we might have only 1 or 2 seniors that are going to be playing this year, like at the high level when we play the big schools and stuff. But what kind of leadership do they have? Are they quiet guys or something like that? A lot of that leadership left last year when the seniors all had out. So, but then I don't think we have any juniors. and then we have all sophomores and freshmen, and that's gonna be like consisting the majority of the team. So I say we're gonna be probably around 500.
Okay.
You know, hopefully more than that.
Okay.
You know, it just kind of depends on how fast the boys want to learn.
Yeah.
Because they have the expertise there. You know, Coach Barrage and Coach Bear are there. They both.
Sean Walker's on the docket now too. He's part of the men's. He's part of the boys' crew too.
Oh, he's up there too. Okay, so we have some experienced coaches, guys that took it far into the postseason.
Yeah.
And so the experience is there. So if the boys can just follow the coach's lead, I think we'll be just fine, you know. And we might even be a 750 team instead of a 500 team.
Never know,
Yeah.
Cal. I don't gotta be mean.
No. I mean, it's too early to tell, honestly. I'm not gonna say because
Well, that's not fun.
like Coach Q just said, they're a young team, and the seniors that are on there probably only played a few times last year. I know my son's one of them. Timmy, I think's the other one, right? The other senior, and Cassius. Is Antrell playing too? I
didn't see if he was or not.
I don't know if he's probably saving it for football, I assume, huh? If he's gonna go high.
I think he's gonna go into that Indigenous Bowl. If he got submitted
yeah.
for it, I would assume he would go to the Indigenous Bowl.
Do you remember last year the boys missed like the first 2 or 3 games because of the
Because the
Indigenous Bowl?
Indigenous
It
Bowl.
happened
I
right at
do
the same
remember
time.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't got anything about it, but yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm with Q a little bit. I need to see more before I have like an assessment of what I would say. But yeah, I think maybe a 500, 600 squad. We'll see.
That's why I wanted to see the game Monday night.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to see that
Kinda
Omaha,
gauge it.
that South
Yeah,
Omaha
yeah,
game.
yeah.
To see where the level's at, because that would be a good team to try to see like where you're at, you know, because of the speed,
Yeah.
and the aggressiveness, how Omaha South plays. That would have been a good one. You know?
Yeah, I was telling my son, just don't get dunked.
So my little take on that would just be Cassius and Tim were the last ones out of that little 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade squad we got to coach way back when, you know what I'm saying? And they're the last 2 left. And I remember having that Hannah's jumping back in this year, but again, like it's just that attitude I gave him way back then was, you know, like you look at this group of 10 to 12 boys that we had. I said, look at each other. You know, by the time you guys are seniors, there might only be a couple of you left that really love it. You know, don't get me wrong, Caden Brownrigg was in there too. You know what I'm saying? But he's a junior now, not a senior.
Yeah.
So having him as a junior, so that's a junior you're thinking about. But having him, I think bringing him back into the fold after the injury and seeing the kind of football season he had, I think he's going to be a big factor. Point guard wise, I think we're going to be okay. A ball handler. The one thing that I'm looking for is the scoring. You know what I'm saying? Like Diami and Reese and Duran. They could go give you 20 any night. You know, they kind of have that mentality, and it was kind of my get mine kind of thing, and they learn how to play well with each other. That's where I'd be looking at
This
next.
might
Is
be
where
a
is it
team
coming
effort,
from?
yeah.
Correct. Yeah, where is it coming from? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be that guy that can get the ball and just go get a bucket?
That is,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's where I'm going to be kind of eyeballing and looking for. But that's just my little take on it. Defensively, I think we can probably hang with anybody. We are going to be small. Don't get me wrong. Like our guards are rather short and whatnot. And
Every year.
yeah. I think having Cassius bring the ball up and playing along those lines. That's just my own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it from the outside.
Yeah.
I got to be some kind of not a mean sportscaster, but you know what I'm saying. Let them bring it up. Though.
Hey, we gotta be truthful. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truthful,
Yeah.
because we watch this stuff from the stands and from right here all the time. You know, so we always gotta. And then we're into all the sports, so you know maybe we got some kind of credibility.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah, but what we're saying is the truth of what we see. You know?
Yeah.
Not trying to be mean or nothing like that.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
got
like
you.
I said, get back to that. But like, I just feel like the boys. It's a great opportunity to see who can step up.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we were wondering who's going to do it, but maybe that's that call to the boys. Hey, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to go get it? You know?
And like us guys, we haven't been at one of their practices, so we don't know.
Yeah,
who's
no idea.
We don't know who's trying to
No
go for it.
idea.
You could have one of the freshmen or one of the sophomores just up there, busting their sprints and everything
Early
like that.
candidate.
And
A couple early
candidates.
Freshmen and sophomores out there.
We got to do the girls' game first, right, tomorrow?
Yeah.
So my thing on the girls, let's do the same thing with the girls. I know we got to watch their sophomore squad look real nice last year in spurts. You know what I'm saying? And I think coming into this year, I'm sorry, it was the junior squad. Was it the juniors?
they were
Those
sophomores.
Yeah. So those sophomores are all juniors now, and extra year experience.
This is the
really
year.
looking forward for some growth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, among the team, and I really feel like I had a couple conversations with them yesterday. I was watching junior high games, but they're ready. You know what I mean? Like even like Danny had to like, "Are you ready for Homer? You know what's coming. You know that press is coming."
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that's what we struggled with a lot last year was the press, and hopefully that learning curve or watching our tapes or whatever it took. But I mean, I'm kind of expecting a lot out of the girls this year.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's gonna be exciting, man, to watch them play because, you know, how long has it been? You know, it's been a few years since that state berth that we had, and then
Oh yeah, that's right.
once those seniors graduated out, then it kind of seemed like, oh man, like there was a gap, you know. But that gap's closed, you know, and we got Coach Markel been coaching that same squad since it was in like third grade.
Yeah.
You know, so this is their time. This is their time. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about it. Well, it looks like we're coming up to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. And so Coach Huge and Kelly Bung, my bro here, we're going to go ahead and start getting into who you think for Athlete of the Year.
Does competitive eating count? Yeah.
We'll see.
Choco boys.
Hey, if Diami or if Carlos Trinidad Snake can knock out a 6-pound burrito.
Do you think you could?
No.
Not even?
No.
You?
Not me, not anymore.
No. Yeah, a few years ago maybe, but I can't anymore.
No, I'm on a diet.
Wow.
Forever diet.
3 pounds anyway?
Maybe.
You know what?
Maybe.
What I was thinking, guys.
We're talking about Athlete of the Week, not the
I don't know. I just I want to know.
I'm trying to get these guys back to the sports here. No, but what I was gonna say is, you already kind of brought it up, and I know Kelly's probably on the same boat. You know, talking about Athlete of the Year from our very first episode all the way until the end. Athlete of the Year has to be somebody that we've talked about all the time. You know what I mean? It has to be somebody that maybe is an inspiration to the younger generation. Somebody who kept their grades up, or you know, they stood up for what they believed, and those kinds of things, those kind of characteristics, you know. And like I think you guys said it, I also agree with it because I was thinking about it ever since we talked about the Athlete of the Year. But myself, as a candidate, I would like to choose Dami Barrage because it seems like every sports season that we were talking about him,
kind of led the way for his team. No matter what team he was on, he was always one of the top candidates or one of the top people, one of the top runners. And I second that.
I second that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I could agree because I remember Warwick always said that he was a real good teammate to have, and he always was real uplifting and never put anybody down. So, and he does all the sports. So yeah, I guess sure, I'd say I third that.
You know what? Yeah. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, this year, for the first year of the KWTN. Oh God,
how's he slipping on that?
I don't know.
I'm thinking about this, but the candidate and the winner for our Athlete of the Year is going to go to Diami Barrage. Diami Barrage, if you're listening or if your dad's listening, you know, next time we see you, we're going to get you that award. And he's there right there with another award he got from his school. So the kid's just racking up all these awards, and I think
we need to get him a jacket.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool, right? Big voice on the back of it.
I think we need to get him matching jackets with us.
I was saying, well, you guys got a jacket?
Trying to get jackets up here. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen,
jacket,
I got a guy.
Congratulations to Diami Barrage, and I want to say thank you, Coach Huge, for coming up here and sharing your expertise and sharing your knowledge about the past year in sports, and also thank you, Kelly, for stopping in and doing the same. You guys,
I want to give a big shout out to Miss Bethany Redhorn for being the producer and handling it and making the Big Voice Sports Show possible. And you know, the Big Voice in itself has grown so much in a year. I know we all kind of took that cruise up to Pine Ridge for that football game. We talked about it almost the whole way up, how much it's grown and expanded, and I think the sports show had a big piece of that as well, just because we have a larger fan base now, and you know, you don't have to listen to it right off the jump, but you know, you can always go back and replay it, and you know, the kids get to hear their names being called on the radio, the little accolades they're going to receive, and I think that's something that our community kind of gets back into, that thought process of like, you know, it feels more, it's a home, right? This is where they're from, and this is where they represent, and I mean, to me, that's a big, good heartfelt feeling, you know.
Yeah.
So shout out to Bethany.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we will be live here from Winnebago. The high school boys and girls have their very first game of the season versus Homer. We're going to be live streaming it. Make sure and tune in. It'll be on the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube page.
I'm excited to see the Snowball boys, man. I think both of them are playing right in high school. Yeah.
And those,
I want to see how they're going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. So, hey, thanks again, guys, for joining us. And ladies and gentlemen, until next week, we are going to be out of here. And we'll see you guys later.
Later.
Peace.